Welcome back, everybody. We're bringing you round two here on one of our new maps, one of our custom maps here. Tourney Dome, not scaled down, but rearranged for 1v1. This is Spiff coming at you with this game here, and I'm joined once again by Alpha Hex. Alpha, why don't you go ahead and introduce our players, starting on the left.
On the left side, we have Explode, spawning in as the White Cybern, going pretty heavy in eco, and putting down some land factories in the front. And I'm not sure if he would be able to defend those engineers against air, but we'll see how that build works out. And who do we have on the right side, Spiff?
Over here on the right side, well, pretty soon in the center, spawning in as the Orange Aeon Commander, it is FoxTermelon. With his Russian name set up there. He's pushing real fast towards the center, and yeah, I think he's using that.
You can see he was queuing up research stations there to basically mess with the score, because if you press F2, you can see everyone's score, but if you
right up there,
queue up buildings, it adds the score actually. So that's how you can throw people off, because if you see someone has a really low score, then you can probably guess that they're rushing since they haven't built anything like in the back of their base. And we do see him finally placing his first land factory in a PD, so I think we might be seeing a TML build, or maybe he just really wants to fight for those 4 mass extractors.
Yeah, definitely an interesting choice here. He's setting up a kind of defensively here in the center, so I don't know if we're going to see the TML either, but at the very least he does want to make a play to get that economic advantage. He has not sent any engineers into the back as Explosive has, and Explo is he's got another engineer that he built, and he's just trying to get that eco advantage as much as possible.
Explo does have a radar here, and I'm not surprised that he's not trying to flank that, because he should be able to see that FoxTermelon only has 2 tanks, while he has, like, what, 6 spots?
Yeah, a couple of TML launchers on the factories there are targeting the commander, but not getting much done at the moment. Explo is going to have a pretty hefty economic advantage soon here, but he's not really doing much to take advantage of it yet. Like you said, he's not flanking around with those bots, and pretty soon Fox is going to have enough tanks to defend.
And he's making shield generators here, so it's going to be one of those games.
Interesting.
I think a mistake here is Explo building the TMLs before any buildings went down, because the TML is going to target buildings first, but if there's no building, then it's going to target units, and it's going to keep firing at those units until they're out of range, even if buildings get placed down after. So those TMLs are going to be firing at Fox's commander pretty much indefinitely until he moves it out of the range, but why would he do that? I don't think there's a scenario where he's going to walk all the way back into his base.
I don't know why he's putting down that point defense, though. I mean, yeah, he's creeping forward with the PDs, but that's still pretty far back, and it still seems kind of defensive to me as opposed to aggressive, which is more what I expected.
Yeah, but that PD allows the MMLs to get in range of the land factories, which is all that FoxTermelon needs here. And Explo is just building way too many loyalists here.
Yeah, Loyalist's not very good for this sort of head-on confrontation.
If he just went around, like, that would just be game. Like, all he has to do is attack the back of FoxTermelon's base, but
yeah,
he might try to go, like, movement speed or the health upgrade that comes before Megaliths and try to go in, because FoxTermelon does only have 2 PDs, but Explo can't see that since he doesn't have an intel add-on or airplanes to scout.
Yeah, I think this is basically just a slow push up the center ramp here, because more PDs, more shields coming down. It doesn't look like Fox is trying to push really hard here. He's just very slowly and methodically moving up towards his opponent's base.
Explo is just being too passive here, because even now I don't think there's really a way out of this, because once you have 2 shields overlapping like that, you need 13 Cobras to get through. Like, that's basically all the units he has now, but they would have to be mobile missile launchers. So he's not going to be getting through those shields, and those MMLs are in range of his factories. And I don't
And
think there's anything he can do here to prevent his factories from dying.
well, he is popping out some Brackmans, and with some clever maneuvering, he might be able to push these MMLs back. But I mean, it's such a strong defensive position for FoxTermelon at the bottom of this ramp that kicking him out of here is going to be well, a downhill battle
And look
technically.
at that,
But
he's building point defenses in the top left. So yeah, this is
I think
this
he's
is
setting up a
definitely a
retreat
weird
path.
strategy. Yeah, the only chance he has here is to maybe pump out gunships and just retreat. But what's all those land units for? Like he built up quite an army there, but now he's not really able to use it.
Yeah, he hasn't built any Cobras yet either, so it's going to be really hard to dislodge Fox from this position. Another shield generator going up, that's going to provide even more space for Fox to continue this slow push. And this was Explo's map choice too.
Yeah, well, it just shows he hasn't probably played it enough. I think with an earlier radar, he would see Fox's, early rush to the middle coming, and he would be able to prevent him from doing that. But Fox being able to capture all of those mass extractors and, placing all the PDs and factory shields, while Explosive had like 5 times the amount of units without attacking, that's really the issue here. Like, Fox should have never been able to set up this much of a base in the middle, right on Explosed doorstep.
Yeah, and now look at the gall on FoxTermelon to put down a research station near the front. I mean, that's basically just saying, I feel completely safe in this position. You're never going to push me here.
And Explose just losing all of his units to PD fire.
And he finally does start popping out some adapters, but there's too many MMLs there. You're going to need a lot more adapters to stop those.
It's always cheaper to build MMLs than missile defense, so adapters aren't going to help in this situation.
Not anytime soon.
That's just a waste of 6 research. I think he should have kept that research and went for a megalith here, because Fox is going to be... Well, I mean, he's going to be able to get teleport pretty fast now that Explo is pushed out of his main base and Fox has all the mass extractors he wants. Like, that middle is looking...
Not to mention
really
all the
strong.
RP that he's gotten from killing these factories over and over.
Oh, yeah.
Research station going up in the back for Explo, but too little too late, I think.
Explo's just spending all of his mass on rebuilding the land factories. I think that's like the 7th dead land factory now. I haven't been counting,
right.
But it's definitely a lot.
And about half of his health just evaporated to those mobile missile launchers. And Fox, meanwhile, is just putting everything into this frontal assault here. Has not expanded in the back at all. Still building more MMLs. And some... Wait, AA? Has he spotted an air factory that I missed? I don't see any.
He's probably just making sure, since, he's safe on land. And now his only worry is gunships, maybe, so...
Yeah, I mean...
He's just, like, closing all the... tying up all the loose ends, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense from his perspective, I guess, because the smart thing for Explo to do would be to go air. Or
megalith, but teleport
megalith
is a
too,
big
yeah,
issue
but...
now.
I don't know, I think he missed his window for the megalith.
Yeah, I think this is just not the way to play Cybern, because tanks are always going to have better DPS and health efficiency in big numbers. With bots, you really have to use their movement speed and flanking potential. And Explo I don't think he attacked a single time there. He just kept his army in front of his factories and...
Yeah, too defensive.
Not sure what he was waiting for there. Too passive.
Oh, and that sucks. The factory went down right before he started building that point defense, which would have been under the shield if the factory was still alive.
As you can see, the adapters are not even making a difference here. They're barely managing to stop 3 missile launchers out of those 20.
And
So
Fox has once again put down a gantry as well, so we're probably going to see the Urchinows again.
Urchino is great against adapters, but very bad against megaliths. But I think Fox realizes here that with the amount of land factories and land units that are coming out from Explo's base, and the 6 research points he needed to spend on adapters, there's no way Explo could afford a megalith at this point of the game.
I mean, he probably could have afforded like 3 or 4 of them with all the factories he rebuilt.
Yeah, and without the adapters. A good thing you can do as Cybern in this situation is go Recyclers, because they just penetrate all the terrain, penetrate all the shields, and the
Yeah,
shields have like the lowest health out of anything.
yeah. A few
So,
recyclers would you'd be able to target down the shields and the point defenses and maybe actually make some headway.
but yeah, Explo doesn't really have anything he could fight back here with. Even if he goes jump jets, his army's nothing but adapters, and as you can see, they're not even stopping the MML fire. They're barely holding on. Point defenses are just way too defensive here.
Plus, I mean, what's the point? No
Maybe
pun
Explo
intended.
thinks he has more eco, but I don't think he realizes just how many mass extractors are in the middle there. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
what
but
is
the
that?
point defense in particular is because like
I think if
Fox
you
isn't.
capture the middle, yeah, Fox might have more mass extractors than whatever Explo managed to get his hands on in the back.
Well, let's count. He's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's another 5 over there is 15. 19 total, I think. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
14,
9,
I
14.
think.
19 versus 14.
Yeah. Are you counting the 4 mass extractors in the back that Fox just built?
No, I missed those.
Yeah, so that's, what did you say, 19 versus 14?
Yeah, well, now it's 23. So
Yeah, so, yeah,
Explo is
capturing
throwing
the
up a
middle
couple of
is
gantries.
basically a game ender here.
I don't know, Explo is just trying to hold on here until he can get a mega or two out. I don't know. Like I said earlier, I think he might have missed his window for it. I do really like that he's building them way in the back where they're safe. But will they be out in time to stop this MML
And there's
massacre?
also a really cool detail. Notice how he placed the generators on the right side, kind of preventing Fox from pushing his units like all the way to the top of that middle part and teleporting over to that arm where the generators are, where people usually put like artillery stations in a 4v4.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
nice
definitely going to
placement
buy him
there.
some more time. But then again, Fox can just roll for his base and then teleport them to the other arm that's in the back where there's nothing.
If he's even going for teleport, I mean, he. Oh,
Oh,
that is
Explo almost died to MML fire there.
okay. So we were
And
wrong. That is not an Urchinal.
I think this might be time to retreat the commander.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
definitely.
it's Colossus. That's definitely gonna be the final blow to the adapters, I think.
Well, for a second, I thought Explo was gonna go in the back. He has sent an engineer down to the south arm here, but air now out for Fox as well. Scouting, seeing everything, and yeah, I mean the megas. Maybe they can push back some of these units, but I don't think that they're going to be out fast enough to defeat these shields. There's too many of them. Fox just really running away with this game at this point.
Another detail I don't really like is how explosive Explo places factories in the beginning build, because as you can see, where all of Fox's MMLs are right now, those holes can really keep the MML safe, basically. If you park them on the other side, you can fire at whatever has been built on top of that hill, and you basically have, a massive hole between you and the enemy, so it's not like anything can push the MMLs. And as long as Fox keeps, like, enough shields and turrets in that one choke point in the middle, and maybe, one of the ones on the side, then nothing can really get to those MMLs. and they can just keep firing at the factories.
Yeah, that's a good point. That Colossus doing work, though. It's pretty much decimated that blob. There's not a whole lot of adapters left at this point, and even with this Mega coming up, I just don't see... 2 Megas coming up, I don't see that Explo's going to be able to defeat this Colossus.
The funny thing is that since Megaliths outrange the Colossus, and they move at the same speed, if Explo keeps his distance, he should be able to kill it as long as he keeps retreating. But there's already like another one coming out, so there's really no way he can just stop the horde of enemies that's about to
Yeah, I mean,
the middle.
if he kites it all the way back, then by the time he kills it, it's already going to be.
You just walked into
base.
it. So yeah, there goes the first Megalith, I think.
So yeah, I mean, maybe he kills one Colossus, but you know, he's going to take. He took a lot of damage from this one already, and the next one shows up, it's going to push him even further back if it doesn't kill him outright. These things have so much health. Like what is
about
that?
7 times.
Yeah.
Compared to the Megalith. But as you can see, it's like dying there. Like it's taking a lot of damage. The only problem is that the Megaliths got stuck on Explo's ACU because. Yeah.
That ACU is in a dangerous spot there.
Explo's just refusing to keep his ACU safe the entire game.
He does manage to take out that Colossus. He loses one factory for it and a research station, but he did save all of his Megas.
Yeah, if he repairs the Megalith and reclaims the dead Colossus, he might have a small chance, but right as I say that, Fox is building a loyalty gun in the middle. So...
And he has another one queued up as well.
I think this is just over. With this much eco and research, Fox can just do whatever he wants, and there's like 6 different ways he can just end the game, and Explo can probably stop like one of them being pushed this far back into the map.
Well, Explo is indeed reclaiming. Fox has found the expansions to the south and has taken those out. Explo just really on the back foot here, and yeah, if he wants to stay alive in this game, let alone win it, he's going to need a lot more than a few Megas. Let's see, are any of these factories building anything other than Megas?
And the loyalty gun is capturing the first Megalith, so I think Explo might... He's trying to retreat, but I really don't see what he can do here.
I mean, if he retreats fast enough, then he might be able to escape the loyalty gun, but it looks like the Mega is getting stuck and not moving fast enough.
What's the counterplay here? If you had like 10 artillery stations on the back, sure, but retreating is only buying him time. That is only helping Fox here, because Fox is at eco, research, units, everything.
When that second loyalty gun goes up, I think that's going to be in range of these forward factories and maybe the shield generators too.
Yep.
Fox has another gantry going down in the back. I wonder if that's going to be for a what's it called, a surpriser?
Surprisers have like awful DPS, like the worst air experimental in the game probably, and they don't. The AOE is just not great. If any air experimentals are going to come out of that factory, it's probably going to be a Darkanoid.
Oh, a Darkanoid.
I don't know if like the radar invisibility is really justified here.
Also, a nuke and an anti-nuke structure in the center here for FoxTermelon. I don't know why the anti-nuke, because he's scouted out Explo, and he should know at this point there's no nukes.
Well, you never know. It's good to be safe, and I think nuke defense is definitely on the way to loyalty gun. It's a prerequisite.
Yeah, it is.
You either get the TML and the nuke defense, or you go for like point defense shield and I think nanite healing cloud for the buildings.
Big line of
which
TMLs
is slightly
here.
Cheaper.
Being built by FoxTermelon too. That's, I mean, they're not going to get a whole lot done, but just extra annoying factor.
he's just throwing as many different things at Explo as he can.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he has like many different ways of ending the game, and Explo can only deal with so many of them with the limited eco he has, so even if he tries to counter the TMLs, like that's just resources he can't use elsewhere.
And I'm
And the funny thing
surprised.
is that the loyalty gun can actually capture the adapters, so that's a way for the TMLs to get to their target.
And I'm surprised we haven't seen Cicada yet.
I don't think Explo can afford it. He's going for artillery, but that's just not gonna get through that many shields.
Not without a lot more time to build up a lot more arty.
Yeah, but then again, time is only helping Fox because if you zoom out, he has like triple the economy.
Right.
So he's the one who should be stalling for time, not explosive. Oh.
And the range on that well gun, oh my god.
Wait, what is he doing firing at? Oh. Yeah, when it's hitting the bottom of the factory, it kind of looked like it was going underground.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird
interesting.
texture, isn't it?
And Expo does actually manage to kill that front loyalty gun, I think, because Foxter didn't build up enough shields on that one.
Yeah, that one will go down.
But then again, the nuke silo is almost ready, so
Yeah, and I don't know if Explo has the arty cameras, but if he doesn't, then he almost certainly has not spotted that nuke already.
and we do see Darkanoids cooking in 3 of the gantries, so even if those get shot down, the fall damage is just so brutal that it's gonna definitely kill a lot of expo space here.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. The adapters kill the saucer, and then the saucer kills the adapters when it dies and falls on them. That's actually the main function of the Darkanoid, is to sacrifice itself and fall on stuff. It's a feature, not a bug. Alright, and that nuke is going to go down and kill a lot of stuff. All 3 gantries, and now there's 3 colossi coming in as a follow-up.
And this is definitely the time to control K here for Expo, I think.
Yeah, the Arty's done a lot of damage, but just can't do enough.
Even if he killed the entire middle, like all Fox has to do is just walk back and chill, because he still has all of the back mass, and Explo was not allowed to keep his expansions in the bottom left. So just the economy alone is deciding here. And Explo calls GG.
Well, this was a pretty exciting game 1 here. Nice half-hour game for you guys. We'll be right back with game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everyone. We're bringing you game 2, round 2. This is Spiff coming at you once again, and I'm joined by Alpha Hex. Alpha, why don't you start on the left-hand side and introduce our first player?
Cool. On the left side, we have FoxTermelon spawning in as the white Aeon player, and he might be doing something very similar to last time. Although I don't really understand what the point of that many generators is.
I guess we'll find out pretty soon.
Queuing up the research station again to trick the score. And who do we have on the right side, Spiff?
Well, over on the right-hand side, spawning in this time as the green Cybern Commander, we have Explo, who has thrown down 3 very quick land factories. And I think, yeah, this is kind of looking similar to the last game, with Fox just pushing up and trying to occupy the center. There's even fewer options for quick flanks on this map. There's lots of flanking routes, but they take a long time to move your units through. So I don't know about this bot play here, but we'll see what happens. And yeah.
Well, I think you have to play this map like Desolatia, because if you look at it geometrically, where Fox is right now, it's easier to get to those bottom right spawns Like, it's a shorter distance than it is from Explode's base. So this is kind of like immediately limiting Explode to 4 mass extractors and just to push him back. Like, that's the idea behind that build, you know? Denying the center and getting more mass.
Yeah, it looks like Fox is going to get even more aggressive with it. Looks like another sort of slow point defense push play. I think we'll probably see shields again as well. And Explo, unfortunately, kind of doing the same thing as last game, just hanging out with his units and letting Fox take whatever position he feels like.
Well, this time he does have a radar, well, intel add-on on the factory, and you would be surprised how much damage those bots could do. Like, if Expo goes for a push here and manages to swarm the turrets, he can just walk under those shields, like they're not even there, so...
Yeah, but he needs to make the move.
That might be his only chance here.
He really needs to make the move to make this work.
Yeah, he's committing to missile launchers, and I don't think he realizes just how bad Cobras are against shields, but they might be just to clean up, you know, leftover buildings. And...
Yep, getting under the shield, tanking with his commander. Nice focus fire on the shield.
He should keep walking left with the units, though, because you really want to close the gap.
Yeah, his commander's taken a lot of fire from those point defenses already. And Fox doing an excellent job of body blocking his point defense there, and Explo forced to retreat. Hope he gets some heals on that commander real quick.
Well, if you look at the units, Explo only lost like 4 loyalists and killed a shield and a PD, so...
Oh yeah, that was a very successful
I don't know if retreating there was good, but with the Cobras he has, now that the shield is down, he is going to be able to pick up that last PD. But...
Oh, is he? Oh, Fox just barely saves it. What a move. See, if Explo had refocused onto the shield generator, I think that would have been a better move. But, oh well. Another shield going down, that's going to make it even harder to crack this position. And Fox is
Look
making
at how much MML fire that shield is eating. That is insane.
It's disgusting.
Like, this is the problem with Cyber and choke points. Like, you just don't really have a good way of dealing with that. Your only option is to just blindly charge into the turrets with all the units you have.
Yeah, gonna need a lot more MMLs, I think. Another body block from Fox, which, yeah, it looks like it's getting the job done. Even more MMLs coming out for Explo as he heals up his commander. Neither player really going for any expansions at the moment, which I think is a big mistake on Explo's part.
I don't think Fox is going to be able to get away with this, because on the last map he had like twice the eco he has now, and he's just not going to be able to build up enough things to keep placing those shield generators.
Yeah, I think what's really hurting him here is the timing, because Explo got those MMLs out, and he got a lot of them out, maybe expecting this push, and so yeah, they've been doing real good work taking out the buildings.
There, Fox almost just died to a single volley of MML fire, so Explo is definitely committed to not losing to the same strategy again. It's nice to see him.
No, this is absolutely the right push right here.
Yeah, be way more active than last time.
Yeah,
his units are no longer just vibing in the back.
And I don't think that PD is going to take out the bots in time to save the commander down below 1,000 health, below 500, and yep, there it is. Alright, well, another 1-1 series here. Very long game and then a very quick one. Alright. So another tie. We're going to be back with round 3 in just a little bit. Don't go anywhere.
If you're still watching, give a thumbs up to this video. If you liked the video, leave a comment. If you loved the video, please subscribe. And if you are blown away by it, check out my Patreon page. This has been Nite. Take care and peace out.